Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Today is the grand finale. Today is the grand finale. Good evening. Please, if you're here, just type in your name and where you're watching from, or where you're watching from. Any of them is okay for me. Hello, hello, hello. If you've been here for the 3 days, tell me you've been here for the 3 days. If you've been here all the way from WhatsApp down to YouTube, let me know in the comment section. I want to be seeing it. I want to be seeing it. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Please, if you can hear me, let me know. So we officially begin. It's been absolute the best 3 days of our lives 2025 so far. We have so much to unpack this year, and we started well. Tell yourself, just type I started well. If you're here, just type I started well. You actually began well, I promise you. You actually started well. I want to be sure I'm communicating with people. I want to be sure I'm communicating with people. Wow, Tony is see Tony, you deserve like you've been here for these 3 days. I hope you've been blessed. I hope you've been blessed. Like you shouldn't miss this for anything. You shouldn't miss this for anything. And I hope network will not, do its number on us today. I hope we are going to start well and finish well. Light will also not do its number on us because at this point we have to pray for everything. Please, if you're here, just tell me where you're watching from. I know Tony is watching from Port Harcourt. Am I correct? Tony, am I correct? It shows me I have retentive memory. Am I correct? You're watching from Port Harcourt. Please let us know where you're watching from. Oh, you see, I have retentive memory. I do have a retentive memory. Oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. It's been on and on of, lessons here and there. And it's been the most important time of our lives, having to, unpack secrets. Thank you, Tony. Thank you for clapping. um, Having to unpack the secrets. Wow, Francis watching from Umaya. Thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Unpacking so much, secrets here and there. First day we talked about, emotional stability. On the second day we talked about finances, how to turn our creativity into, finances, financial gains. And though network was, but the video is there and you can access it. I'm thinking of bringing out the video very soon. I'm going to be bringing it down very soon so that, you know, those that want to now get it later on, you get to pay. You get to pay a fee. And we've learned a lot. We've learned a lot. Please, have you learned a lot, Francis? Have you learned a lot, Joey? You've been here from the first day. Have you learned a lot? Let me know. Let me know. It's been a wonderful time. Are you expecting more of this? Are you expecting more of this? Oh, Tony said yes. So yes. Oh, so without wasting much of our time, because I really don't want us to stay long today. I would take out my time, would go through this topic. And so you know what? I really can't be typing and pinning the chat. So please, I would really want your chats to come in as we talk, so that I can pin them. When people join, they can see what we are talking about. So someone should type in today's topic for me. The clarity you need as a visionaire and goal setter and goal getter in 2025. I know we said goal setter in the fire, but no, it's goal getter in 2025. The clarity you need as a visionaire and go getter in 2025. That's what we'll be talking about today. Somebody should just quickly type it so that I'm going to pin it. When people come, they would know what we're talking about. Please, in caps lock, in caps lock. Thank you. So, for the past, oh, I'm glad you've been learning. I'm glad you've been learning, Francis. I'm just seeing your chat. I'm glad from both speakers, absolutely the best. And today we are going to take it a step further. Today God is going to help us. God is going to help us to unpack clarity. So someone should help me type in the clarity you need as a visionary and go-getter in 2025. I know for the past 2 months, in fact, this is like the third month. Today is ninth, and today we'll make it full 2 months of learning, unlearning, and relearning, gaining knowledge and strategies that would make 2025 one of our best years ever. So I'm sorry if you're hearing, the sounds of dog or whatever. I live in a compound and you could hear noise here and there, so pardon me, please. And we've used this period to talk about so many things. And today we'll be rounding up on clarity as a visionaire and go-getter in 2025. Now, I'm one to always want to understand things and be able to explain them in the simplest form possible. So whenever I'm given a topic to talk about, or whenever I have to talk about something with a group of people, I want us to see it from the very tiniest thing we need to discuss. So our who can tell me our what do they say? What do they call it? The major specific elements of our discussion today. There are three things: clarity, visionaire, go-getter. Clarity, visionaire, go-getter. Thank you so much. Thank you, Francis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So whenever somebody comes, before we go fully in, when people come in, they can just see what we're talking about. All right. Now, when you hear the word clarity, what comes to mind? When you hear the word clarity, I'm just going to be going through I'm just going to be going through what we are talking about today, because I know network might not allow you here in time. So sometimes when I've said it, when I'm done saying it, that's when you are hearing it. I understand. So if you're working on my pace, please you also respond. But if not, let's move forward. So sorry, excuse me. Now, when you hear the word clarity, what comes to mind? Clarity is like, the actual thing is like It's like seeing something in the detailed format, having to know the complete meaning and understanding in the easiest way possible. You're wearing a shirt and you want to see in clarity how the shirt is. You are looking in, you're writing, you're seeing a book, you okay, those with diamond rings, they have testers, they want to see in clarity that it was made from diamond. Now there's someone will be, turning your hand and telling you, oh, see, clarity, clarity. Someone say clarity. People have to gain clarity in so many things, in so many things. And so clarity means having to know the complete meaning and understanding of something in the easiest way possible. This is one of the explanations. I'm still going to explain more on what clarity is. Now, if we have explained clarity, of course, I know I'm not a bad teacher. If we have explained clarity, I had a story of someone one time who was asked what his vision was, and he said, to have a lot of money. If I get them for money, waiting, I can't define for this life. Now waiting, I book him and go talk. If I get them for money, money is like when you ask somebody what's your vision, the first thing that comes to people's mind recently is money, 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 money. But something has been ringing in my mind recently, and that's one of the statements our first speaker made. Our first speaker said, when she was talking about, purpose, she said, when you are, I wish I could get my jotter, but she was like, when you are, there is a productivity taking place in that purpose you are fulfilling. There is people can see that you are making progress. It's not just being in your purpose. It's not just being in your vision, but is that there is successes that can be recorded in that thing you are doing. There are successes that can be recorded. And so who is a visionaire? We all know that there is vision and there is a visionaire. Now, a visionaire is one who has a vision and is making sure to see the reality of that vision. A visionaire is one who has a vision and is making sure to see the reality of that vision. Anybody can have a vision, but it takes a visionaire to ensure that, see, that plan I have for myself, that vision I have for myself, I am making sure I am doing everything possible to ensure that it becomes a reality. I'm doing everything possible to ensure that I see through to the end of this vision. And a vision is something that goes beyond a goal. Goals is what comes after you have a vision. Goals are like blueprints. We'll talk about goal, definitely. Goals are like blueprints. But a vision is a punchline of what you see yourself become. It is a punchline of what you see yourself become. The destination you see yourself heading towards. That is what a vision is. Mm-hmm. That is what a vision is. It is more like a testament of your creation. See, I need somebody to tell yourself, I am going to live my vision. Like LIVE, I would live my vision. A vision is a testament of your creation. You were created for a purpose. And what shows that you are living in that purpose is the vision you have for yourself. We read a scripture in church today, Habakkuk 2 verse 2, and I'm sure almost everybody who is a church goer and listens will be able to memorize that scripture. When God said, He said, write your vision and make it plain. Write it where you can see it. So it is a testament that you are living the life you were called to live. It is a meaning. See, I broke down what vision, who a visioneer is and what vision is. You see, vision, it is a meaning that gives a full assessment to what you are living for. It gives a full assessment to who you are. It gives a full assessment to who you become. It gives a full assessment to what you want for yourself, what you want for your life. That is what a vision is. It assesses the life you've lived. It assesses the life you've lived, I promise you. You can only tell that somebody is in vision or is in a vision by the life the person is living. By the life the person is living. That is when you can tell if this person living an intentional life. You can tell if this person's vision is a real one. If this person's vision is a good one, by the life they live, it is an assessment. It is an assessment. It is a picture that carries what you desire your future to be. And then it serves as a guideline for you. Goals are the blueprints. Goals are the blueprints. While vision is the guideline. So vision kinds of puts you together on where you are headed. It puts you together of where you are headed. It puts you like it gives you a knock on the head and tells you, oh, see, this is where I'm headed. This is what I want to be doing for myself. So you say, my vision is to globally impact people in the area of personal development. My vision is to globally impact women in the area of finances. Is to globally impact women or men to become better men for our generations. Your vision is to raise up men. Is to raise up men who become better leaders, better visionary leaders of tomorrow. So it now projects the kind of life you should be living, so you can, become that person that can tell another man or another person, this is what you should be doing to earn this kind of livelihood. This is what you should be doing so that you can become the leader you ought to be in your home, in your organization. So a vision is a guideline. A vision is a picture. A vision is an assessment. A vision is a testament of your creation. Now, who is a go-getter? Remember that this is a masterclass, and I'm speaking to people who have, people who have understanding of where they are headed. People who have visions for themselves, and they now need clarity. Sorry, network. Now, a go-getter is one who knows he has a vision, set goals towards it, and is desperate and consistent in following the laid out principles and plans for achieving them. And we come again. A goal setter is one who has a vision. The person has set goals. The person that have written down goals and is desperate and consistent in following the laid down principles and plans for achieving them. Anybody can set a goal. Anybody can set a goal. In fact, everybody can set a goal. It's just that they decide not to. But anybody can set a goal. A lot of people set goals. A lot of people set goals. But it takes intentionality. It takes a go-getter to become consistent, because they are laid down principles in having to achieve a goal. There are laid down principles in having to achieve a goal. There are laid down guidelines in having to achieve a goal. So it's not everybody can achieve a goal. Not everybody can hit their targets. It depends on how principled you are. It depends on how consistent you are. So now we have explained clarity in a way. I will say explain clarity. We have explained who a visionary is. We have explained who a go-getter is. At this point, you should have come to a realization of if you're a go-getter or not. Are you a visionary? Do you have a vision? You should have, at this time, you should be assessing your life and asking yourself, oh, am I in this category of persons? Or do I actually have, but it's blurry? Now, if you have one, but it's blurry, that's why we are here today. Now, we want to look critically on what clarity you need as a visionary and a go-getter. What is this clarity you need? How do you get this clarity you desire? I read somewhere, and I want to quote the correct explanation this person gave about clarity. The person said, clarity is the capacity to define what you want, why you want it, and how you plan to achieve it. So you're a visionary. You stated your vision. You have also made out, you've also, oh, Nepa, oh, God will help us. We will soon round up by the special grace of God. Like I said, clarity. You as a visionary, you already have a vision. You've also set goals. Now, the question is, why do you want it? Why do you want to achieve that vision? How do you plan to achieve that vision? What exactly do you want? So you have to define what you want. Then you go ahead to define why you want what you want. And what are the plans you've made towards achieving them? As one who has a vision and is intentional about it, as one who has a vision and is intentional about how they achieve them, clarity plays 4 major roles in this. Clarity, it plays 4 major roles as a go-getter and a visionary. One is focus. Clarity has the ability to make you focused as a person. Did you hear? So clarity, one of the major goals or roles of clarity is that it brings you to a point of focus. You are focused to what you desire to achieve. The second major role of clarity to a visionary and a go-getter is that it helps in decision making. Now, you don't go about making unnecessary decisions. You are principled down to the decisions you take towards your vision, because now you are living an intentional life. You are living a life of progress. You are planning to live a life of impact. See, when we talk about impact, you impact in different areas, in different spheres of life: health, spiritually, physically, intellectually. There are, in that little corner where you are, it says brighten that corner. So the decisions you make about your life affects your vision. So clarity, when you gain clarity towards what you want to do, you are able to make like concrete decisions. You are able to make decisions that you know would affect your lifespan, would affect the things you do towards you and afar paths in your immediate surroundings, and above, like beyond the people who can reach you. People who can reach you through your words, your decisions will also affect them. Another thing clarity does is, another role it plays is motivation. Clarity plays a role of motivation because now you know where you are headed. You also know that in this journey of, finding your footing in that sphere you've chosen for yourself, you would have to be proactive. And sometimes you will feel down, but clarity engineers motivation, and you feel motivated even when it doesn't look like it. The fourth thing, I said it plays four major roles, right? The fourth thing is creativity. When you have gained clarity in your vision, when you've gained clarity in achieving your goals, you are able to innovate, you are able to become creative towards how you go about the things, the plans you make towards achieving your goal and your vision at large. So you see that we've talked about four things. We've talked about focus, we've talked about decision making, we've talked about motivation, and we've talked about creativity. We've talked about creativity. Now, gaining clarity is not anyone can, when you're intentional, you can gain clarity. But the reason why you are stuck and you're not able to, have clarity is, there are four things I will mention on this note. The reason why it seems unable, like it seems as though clarity is far from you. Clarity is not far from you. But the reason why it looks that way is because, one, information overload. There are a lot of things in your head. You want to read 120 books in a year. You are packing your knowledge with different, and this is not to castigate this is not sorry this is not to castigate you reading, or make you feel as though reading a lot of books in the year is bad. No, I'm not saying that. But you have a lot of things in your head that you cannot even think for yourself, because you are not, you again, we said clarity makes you focused. But when you have jam packed a lot of things in your head that you don't even know what you want for yourself, Information overload. You have a lot of things in your head, you've jam-packed a lot of things, and you can't even come to an understanding of what you need to do. So information overload is something that is what is causing your lack of clarity. You have a lot of things, a lot of things. You're not able to think straight. You are cluttered with a lot of things. If you're not thinking about family, of course, I'm not saying you should not think about family. You think about family, you're thinking about work in your brain. Oh, let me start fishery business. Let me start fish pond. Let me start catering business. Only you also want to start writing. Only you want to start jewelry business. Only you want to start. You could go on and on. Information is plenty. It's plenty in the head, and so now you can't even focus. You can't even think. You can't even pick a particular niche for yourself. You can't pick a particular niche for yourself. Another thing that causes lack of clarity is self-doubt. You doubt yourself too much. You doubt what you can do. And that is because you are not self-aware. You've not come to a point of self-awareness. So how would you know? How would you know? Self-doubt. Another thing is fear of the unknown. Another thing is fear of the unknown. A lot of us are not able to pursue our career, pursue our purpose, pursue our vision because we fear that we will fail. Why don't you fear that you will succeed and now try it? Let the fear of succeeding push you to do what you are supposed to do, not fear of failure. What if you succeed? When your mind is telling you, what if I fail? Tell the mind, what if I succeed? And that thing is distractions. We have so many distractions, and we can connect these distractions to information overload. We have a lot of things that are distracting us. The phone that should be, aiding us. The phone that should be helping us. This is entry. The phone that should be, aiding us, helping you make more money. The phone that was created for our profitability is what is causing us havoc. We are distracted with a lot of things. If you are distracted, how do you want to find how do you want to gain clarity in what you do? So distractions are one reasons we lack clarity. Distractions are one major. We are friends are distractions. You make friends with people who are not intentional about their lives, and you are with them. How do you intend to succeed in life? How do you intend to make progress? Because they will carry everything that is in their brain and give to you, and then you're not even able to think straight. Distractions. When you are supposed to be doing something, they're telling you, let's go here. A lot of people are giving you so many business ideas. Distractions. Find your footing in self-awareness first. Now, we've talked about the 4 rows of clarity. We've talked about 4 challenges people face, and that's why they lack clarity. Now, let's look at the main thing. How do we then gain clarity and make 2025 the best year ever? How do we gain this clarity? Number one, the journey of self mastery. See, we could go on and on. See, self mastery is a course on its own. You know, I think the people that will enjoy the course on self mastery is my students that just joined cohort 4, because I take my time to speak on self mastery. We need to come to a point where we know ourselves. When we know what we want for ourselves, when we know our weaknesses, our strengths, when we improve, when we try to, you know, work on ourselves, work on those weaknesses, and improve on the strengths. Because the truth is that don't believe that rubbish of I am who I am. Like me the way you like me. This is not a time when people listen to that arrant rubbish. It is time that you don't make your weakness your forever weakness, or your weaknesses your forever weaknesses. Somebody meets you in 2020, in 2023, and you say, "Oh, I'm not good in speaking in public." And they meet you in 2025. You are still shy to speak to the public. Where do we now consider growth? Your weakness of 3 years ago is still your weakness today. People have moved past 2023. You are still in 2023. No, now. So you have to come to a point of self-mastery. The thing that some of us don't even know what we don't like, what we like, because we've not sat down to really, self do what we call self-assessment on ourselves, on what we like, what we don't like, what works for us, what doesn't work for us, what we should work on, what we shouldn't. We've not come to that point. So when we talk about self-mastery has to do with self-awareness. It has to do with self-development. It has to do with self-love. It has to do with self-confidence. It has to do with self-esteem. Anything self, put it inside, is self-mastery. And it is a journey. Even me that is talking to you, nobody can come to a point of full self-mastery. For every day you think you've known yourself, there is something that would happen that will trigger you or untrigger you, and you get to find something about you. A quick example. I was in the school I was teaching a few days ago, and something happened. The me that I know, the me that I know would have reacted in a kind of way, but I didn't. And then I was asking myself, why didn't you react? You get to understanding that, oh, this was something I found out about myself before, and I've intentionally worked on myself, that even unintentionally I have acted on what I've worked on. So those things that would have triggered me did not So nobody has come to a point of full self-mastery. You keep learning about you every day. You keep learning about you every single day. The second is decluttering. And decluttering takes us back to when we talked about information overload. Information overload. To declutter means to, rearrange, to clear out all unnecessary things. And if you must gain clarity in 2025, you need to declutter. And when we talk about decluttering, we're talking about every aspect of your life, relationship wise, materially wise, if there is a word like that. So you have to declutter materially, you have to declutter in your relationships, you have to declutter in your work. Sometimes we want to be everything in our work. We want to be everything in our work. But it's important that we know that decluttering and removing the unnecessary things is what gives us a clearer picture of what we want for our lives, or what we should want for ourselves, what we need to want for ourselves. So you need to declutter, like remove every waste product, remove every person who is not pointing you to the right direction. And sometimes I know we want to be coaches, we want to be mentors, we want to be this. But if you have not built yourself enough, and you meet your somebody tomorrow who has built herself in the bad way, she will drag you down. He will drag you down. You cannot be a savior to somebody if you are not saved, like holistically. So you have to declutter your friendships, declutter your workspace, keep yourself tidy, like, arrange yourself. Sometimes I do it on purpose. Sometimes I come to my room is just, it's just upside down. And then I will now start. And I will start clearing. I will start, okay, this thing is supposed to be here. Okay, this is supposed to be here. Okay, this is how I want to arrange my bed this time. Oh, this is how I want to do this. And in the process of doing that, guess what? Because that's how my mind works. My mind is going to different areas. I need to, okay, this is how this thing is supposed to be. Okay, this is how this thing is supposed to be. Decluttering helps me a lot. When I declutter, I see well. And there are people who you can find in this same category. Decluttering. When you declutter, see, these things I'm telling you, we can't, I will tell you as much as I can, but my class is what you need. And we started today. My class is what you need, because we talk about it like in depthly. Talk about it inside. So decluttering, you have to give yourself self-assessment. Ask yourself, what are the things I need to do away with? Even in my room, what are the things I need to do away with? What are the books I need to do away with? What are the words I need to do away with? What are those apps in my phone I need to do away with? These are questions you consistently ask yourself. And when you talk about decluttering, it's not a one-time thing. Okay, thank you. So another thing we want to learn on how to gain clarity is consistent learning. And it's so wonderful that today the pastor talked about something. He said, I think it's a book. I wrote down the book, and in the book they talked about the 10 hour day, not the 10 hour rule, 10,000, the 10,000 hour rule. I think so, something of that nature, where you give yourself to consistent learning of something 2 hours every day for the next 5 years. He said. So we talk about consistent learning. So we don't want to learn again. You don't do. But no, it is expected that we are involved in consistent learning. So what do you occupy yourself with every day? Just give yourself 2 hours every day. In the purpose of learning, you will gain clarity to something that you have been stuck on for so long. I was listening to a message by Ibikon, right? And she's talking about the core of your being, the core you should hold near to. And listening to that message, or listening to that message made me rethink so many things and arrange so many things I needed for the next phase of my life, or the next phase of my life. But the reason why I was able to do that was because I stayed in the place of learning. Some of us are tired. Some of us don't want to learn anymore. I know it's one thing to learn, it's another thing to deploy what you've learned. But today we want to talk about learning. Learning will help you with clarity. Deploying too will help you with clarity. Deploying. In my book, For Your Becoming, I talked about some, codes, and I talked about develop and deploy. When you develop yourself, you deploy. As you are deploying, you are seeing areas you need. There are certain things I did for my cohorts last year, and while I was trying to, re-strategize for this year cohorts, I had to, implant some things, correct some things, arrange some things, so that they could learn in a better pace of their lives. They could learn clarity. They could gain more clarity with whatever I was teaching them. So consistent learning. Another thing is goal setting plan. How do you set your goals? How do you set your to-do list? I posted a video some weeks ago, if I'm correct, where I was telling people how you don't necessarily have to even pay for some apps. You can actually just go to your notepad in your phone every day, set your to-do list, and set the time. For every time you need to do what you need to do, your alarm rings. That is one easy way to stay consistent in everything you've planned for the year. So goal setting plan. How do you set your goals? Goal setting plan is like a focus on its own that we'll have to talk about. If we start it today, 2 hours is not enough because it takes practicals. But goal setting plan is one thing. The fifth thing is healthy boundaries. Some of us don't know how to set healthy boundaries. But when you allow a lot of people into your space, you are going back to clutter. You are going back to distractions. So set healthy boundaries. There are certain places people should not interfere with. Your work life, your workspace. There are certain boundaries people should, you need people that would understand. The kind of people you should have around is people that would understand the level you are at, what you need, and respect those boundaries you've kept for yourself. Another thing, or the 1, 2, 3. Okay, the sixth thing is accountability and support. Accountability and support. See, you need to be accountable to somebody in 2025. You can't run 2025 the same way you ran 2024. If not, you would make a mess of your life. So, You need to get accountability partners. You need to have somebody you report your goals to. And it's so amazing how that is what I tell my students. I say, see, I'm going to be an accountability partner. Tell me your plans. Tell me what you want. Tell me how you want to execute them. I would just stay to ensure that you do that. So accountability and support. You need people you are accountable to, people who would push you. I was speaking to someone, some days, and I think I said this yesterday, and we're talking about the amount of things I had going on for myself, the amount of things I was doing. Just before this program began, around 5:36, I had a meeting we had our, first meeting with cohort 4. And after it, I was just so tired. I was so tired. I had this headache, and I was just asking myself, how is this class going to hold today? But it's holding, right? It's holding. We passed them. But why am I saying this? So while I was still talking to him about the things I had going on, and I don't even know I'm going to do it, blah blah blah. I was just saying some things, and then he told me, don't worry, I'm going to remind you when necessary. I'm going to support you when necessary. Those are the kind of people we need in our lives. So this 2025, anybody that is not supporting your goal, who is not becoming accountable, or who you are not accountable to, leave them. I promise you. Some days ago, I wanted to do videos, and I was so exhausted. I was so tired. I was like, I don't want to do this. My friend literally told me, no, Shibi, you've made the video. Oh yeah, just start editing them. And that was how I picked up my phone and, okay, let me start. And I edited. Oh, okay. The other day I was tired. Well, it was my record day. I needed to record some videos. And she was like, you've already set this now. Just sit down and do this video. What's there? You've already written it. Just do it. I sat down and I did it. Those are the kind of people you need in your life. They are not perfect though, but they are very intentional to see that you grow. And as you are accountable to them, make sure that they are accountable to you. Make sure that there are people that you can also tell, see, you are not getting this right. See what you said you're going to achieve by this year, and you are not achieving them. And they should not be offended. Tell them, you said this, why are you not achieving it? Because accountability and support goes both ways. It's for the two people. So I support you, you support me. I'm accountable to you, you're accountable to me. Accountability is a lot. Accountability would make you focused. Accountability will make you 10 times more productive than you would ever be. I promise you. Accountability is something you need in your life. Support is something you need in your life. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is the favorite of all. I could spend a whole day, a whole 2 days just talking about it, and it is journaling. If you want to gain clarity in 2025, you need to journal. I wish this was a pre-recorded video. I would have videoed my book, my book, should I say book collage? Today in church, a lot of things happened in church today. Wow, beautiful. Today in church, our pastor was telling us, oh, who are those that have their notebooks? Let's see, want to see your notebook this year. And my friend was sitting beside me. So somebody was, there was an usher came with a lot of notepads. People should come and buy. They already planned this before we came to church. So they were like, oh, gracious buy. And I was like, excuse me, come to my house. I have books for sale. No, they're not for sale. But I have books to give you. I have a lot of books. I write. I think I write. See, I could be literally doing anything and thoughts will come to my head and I write. I wish I could show you my phone. Okay, I think I can, but you will not be able to see correctly because this is like, My phone has a lot of a lot of plans. Whenever I'm thinking something, I just go pick one note, open a fresh page, write what I'm thinking, go back, open a fresh page. Whenever I see it's always there, as it's coming, I'm writing, because I know what not writing have cost me. I know what not journaling have cost me. And when we say journal doesn't, because when journal, somebody asks me, journal and diary, are they not the same thing? Yes, they are. But most times we used to use that a diary to just write a lot of secrets and a lot of bad things people have done to us. No, journaling is experiences we've had, new challenges we faced, and how we overcame them. When we are writing about our day, I don't only write my day. Like, I write what I did in the morning, the specific things that happened in the day. If nothing happened, I just summarize, or the specific things that happened today, how I felt throughout the day. Were there times I felt happy? What made me happy? Were there times I felt sad? What made me sad? Is there something I should have done better today? I try to write those things. And with that, I self-evaluate. I self-evaluate a lot, because I want to find out what can I do to be better. In fact, because of this master class, I've not been able to journal since Friday, because yes, Friday was a lot. How we worked in network, and then I went to bed. Of course, it's not me giving excuses, but I just had a lot on my plate. But the problem about not journaling immediately is that when you now journal, you are like, when you now journal later, you're like, past experiences, you're no longer in the moment. So sometimes it's not as sincere as it should be when it happened immediately. So sometimes, even if I don't journal in my book, I try to journal on my phone. It's my phone, nobody can. If I don't want anybody to see it, I lock it up. So what I'm trying to say is journaling helps. It helps you, know yourself better. Then it helps you become creative, because sometimes you tell yourself, oh, I thought about this idea. I'm releasing my second baby. I'm giving birth to my second baby on Tuesday, right? It's an affirmation plan I've had for the longest. I've had it for 2 years. Yeah, I started 2 years ago. I finished beginning of last year, and I've had it since then. 100 days affirmation, and it was bettered through journaling. I said, how, because I'm such a positive person. When I speak to my sister and I'm telling her my plans, she'll just be like, I wish this thing can just happen the way you think it, like this. I am such a positive person. Such a positive person. I'm so positive. And so I'm like, what are the reasons why people feel the way they do? When they wake up in the morning, they're faced with so many challenges. They don't know how to go about the day. They're all grumpy, and then they move about. How about, saying certain things to themselves, affirming certain things to themselves? Now they start feeling like the words they say. So why don't I create those specific words that would make people feel better? And in my affirmation, I divided them into sections. I love dividing them into sections. Now thinking about it, I divided them into sections. There is wealth, there is health, there is relationship, there is love, a lot of things. It's so good. You would enjoy it. Like, every day you have something to tell yourself. If you do it for the first 100 days, you do it for the second 100 days, you do it for the third 100 days. 52 days has nothing on you, because when you finish it, you go back. So journaling is so good. It will clarify a lot of emotions you are feeling, a lot of silence that is in your head. Just clarify a lot of things. So we've talked about 7 ways to gain clarity and make 2025 the best year of your life. We talked about the journey of self-mastery. We've talked about decluttering. We've talked about consistent learning. We've talked about goal setting. We've talked about healthy boundaries. Um, then we talked about accountability and support. And finally, journaling. So we've talked about these 7 things. If we must be successful in 2025, then we must deliberately strive for clarity in every of our goal. So we don't be doing things in ambiguity and at the end of the year find out we did nothing this year. Because you can be doing a lot of things, you're doing everything. Then at the end of the year, ask yourself, what are the specific things I did this year? But when you have laid out goals, laid out principles, you have a vision, you break them into goals, you have blueprints, you have everything. Now you have a plan. You now walk towards the plan. What happens is that at the end of the year, you go back and you pinpoint the specific things you achieved. Now, remember, this journey, in this journey, because it is a journey, it is a journey you're on. And in this journey, there are processes. You must stick to those processes if you must achieve positively this year. You must stick to those processes. Finally, you see, church today was so wonderful that I learned a lot of things. Pastor said, I don't know, I'm just saying a lot of things Pastor said, right? He said, success can be duplicated. Success can be duplicated because there are principles attached to them. There are principles attached to them. So whatever you think you can do, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to be successful in, you can. But there are principles. The question you have to ask yourself is that, am I ready to follow through these principles? Am I ready to follow through these principles? That's the question you ask yourself. That's the question you ask yourself. So, we've come to the end of today's program. We've come to the wrap of G series masterclass, G series in a whole. I would love, I don't know if you are there, I don't know if you are with me. Please just tell me. Do you have questions before we even, wrap it up completely? Does anybody have questions? Are there questions? Let's know. Are there questions? Are there questions? Let's know. Are there Are there questions? Just so we know before we go. Are there questions? If there are no questions, I hope you enjoyed tonight's class. I hope you enjoyed this program. I hope you enjoyed this program. Are there questions? Are there questions? We've come to the end. We spent over an hour, speaking on clarity. And I hope you now know how to gain clarity. Questions, comments, we'll be taking such now. I'm about to, Are there questions? Let me know. And your questions or comments. But I hope we've learned something today. We actually have a an affirmation for this program. It says, I have God, I am growth activated, and I would achieve my goals. That's our affirmation for this program. I have God, I am growth activated, and I will achieve my goals. Well, if there are no questions, I want to believe that we have learned a lot. It has been 8 normal teachings on our community, 3 days of masterclass. That's 12. Sorry, that's 11. 1 day of prayer. That's complete 12, right? Complete. We've had 12 Friday. We had nine Fridays, right, where we dedicated our time in our community learning. And then in that 9 days, we had 1 day where we prayed. We prayed in what we've learned, because this year, even if you want to be, even if you want to achieve your goals, even if you want to be very dedicated to your work, you have to have God. You have to have God. God is your front plan, your middle plan, your backup plan. He's every plan you need. You know, he's every plan. When I was in school, they used to tell us, pray like you you don't know how to read, and read like you don't know how to pray. So God is it's not a 50-50. God is 100. God is complete 100. But there are principles, even in God's word, there are principles to success. There are principles to making out the best out of the best. And that is what we went through this year. So this year, you have to hold God tight. You have to, keep through to what we've learned, and yeah, achieve your goals. Because we'll come back and do self-evaluation. We will come back and do self-evaluation. Yeah, we will do that. I think we will do that. We would have to do self-evaluation. Cross-checking the things we learned over the years and where we are. Sorry, at the beginning of the year and where we are. So I'm going to wrap it up now. We are calling it a night. Thank you for being active. Thank you for listening. Thank you for, because without you, this would have not you know happened if there was nobody to speak to. Why are we speaking? But because we have you, that is why we are even able to come and share our thoughts, what we think on these things and what we know about them, and just show you the ways to implement them. So my growth mindset modeling class starts today. It started today, and if you still want to join, you can reach out to me, and we'll see how to go about that. I want to appreciate all the speakers. I know maybe they might not have time to go through, but I want to appreciate all the speakers. I can't start mentioning names. We will do a public show of appreciation. But this is me saying thank you for answering my call. Thank you for answering God's call. Thank you for being intentional with the way you live you are living your life, because it's because we see you live this life. That's why we want you to come speak to us. So we truly appreciate you. God bless you. God bless your vision. God bless whatever you are pursuing. May you succeed in it. Thank you to those who are listening. I will thank God for my life. Thank God that I'm answering this call. Thank God that I every day I wake up with intentionality, and even when I'm down, I just tell God to help me. I want to keep pushing. I want to keep doing what is needed to be done. So I'm grateful to God for this community. And please, you can join us. Join us. Reach out to us on Facebook, Right Minds Africa. Reach out to me on my personal Facebook account, Gracious-Esther Orawike. You can reach out to me there on Facebook. Let me just quickly type it. All right. So that's my Facebook, right? Gracious-Esther Orawike. Or when you type Sound Mind Doctor, I will come out. When you type Sound Mind Doctor, I will come out. And please follow me on YouTube, because from this week we'll be posting, very interesting content for you to be able to watch and learn. Want you to learn. I'm going to try. I plan to start a series. Now this live session is getting very long, but I plan to start a series on a topic also. Don't worry, we'll talk about that sometime. So God bless you and keep being the best at what you do. Love you. Bye.